Chosen one, step into this moment with full awareness. November 16th and 17th have not arrived by chance. These 2 days hold a spiritual density, a divine frequency, a sacred resonance that has been building around your life for weeks, months, even years. You are not stepping into ordinary time. You are stepping into a spiritual window, a divine portal, a stretch of days where heaven is unusually active, unusually responsive, unusually aligned with your spirit. These days announce the opening of divine flow, a current created specifically for your elevation, a current in which you don't force movement, you simply move with what has already been orchestrated. You are being called to attention because something is being released. Clarity, momentum, alignment, protection, abundance, and spiritual acceleration. These days are not accidental. They are prophetic. They are coded. They are designed for your awakening. Pay attention. Something is opening in the unseen that is about to shift everything in the seen. You have been living inside cycles that felt repetitive, predictable, or exhausting. But these days, break that cycle cleanly. November 16th and 17th, remove the weight that has sat on your shoulders for far too long. The tension that once choked your progress loosens. The resistance that once blocked your path dissolves. You step into a rhythm where things move toward you instead of away from you. The contrast is stunning. You feel lighter. You feel clearer. You feel more centered. These days interrupt the flow of ordinary life and lift you into supernatural ease. You'll notice the difference in your thoughts, your energy, your atmosphere. There is less noise, less pressure, less friction. Divine flow introduces a new pace. Not slow, not frantic, but aligned. You are no longer pushing through life. Life is beginning to respond to you. Write your intentions and seal them with 777. This is not superstition. It is spiritual technology. 777 symbolizes the closing of an old cycle and the transition into a new dimension. When you write your desires followed by Amen 777, you are creating alignment between your spirit and this divine window. You are signaling readiness. You are saying, I agree with what is being released. Engagement is not about interaction. It is about activation. Your words become spiritual contracts. Your intentions become invitations for divine flow to move deeper into your life. Heaven responds to aligned agreement faster than it responds to silent hope. These days carry an atmosphere that feels surreal, almost like you're moving through a dream you forgot you were meant to live. You may feel detached from past frustrations, as if something invisible has lifted you from heaviness. You may find yourself surrounded by moments that feel too perfect, too synchronized, too aligned to be accidental. Everything begins to flow more smoothly. Conversations become meaningful. Insights become sharper. Timing becomes impeccable. You may even notice your body feeling lighter, your breath deeper, your intuition stronger. That dreamlike quality is not disconnection. It is divine connection. It is heaven bending reality on your behalf. These days feel unreal because they are spiritually real, more real than the chaos you've grown used to navigating. Even if you say nothing, people will notice something different about you. They will sense peace in your tone, clarity in your eyes, groundedness in your posture. You will feel like the atmosphere around you shifts when you enter a room. Some will stare longer than usual. Others will treat you with unexpected respect. A few may whisper about you because they don't understand what changed. But the truth is this: divine flow carries a visible signature. It changes your presence. It expands your energy. It elevates your aura. People may not understand the spiritual reason behind your shift, but they will instinctively respond to it. Doors open. Conversations soften. Opportunities appear. Your energy announces your elevation before your words do. What happens on these days is not meant to be a temporary spark. It is meant to be the introduction to a new lifestyle. Divine flow is not something you visit occasionally. It is a realm you learn to walk in consistently. In this realm, things come together with ease. Answers land without stress. Ideas appear fully formed. Opportunities align themselves naturally. You begin to feel led rather than lost. You begin to sense movement rather than stagnation. You begin to trust timing rather than fear. Delay. Divine flow is the lifestyle where effort is replaced by alignment. And these days are your initiation into that rhythm. Everything you have walked through was preparation. Every disappointment, every delay, every silent season, every unanswered prayer, every confusing moment. Nothing was wasted. Your battles built your discernment. Your struggles shaped your spirit. Your heartbreak built your emotional intelligence. Your isolation deepened your insight. You were being refined, strengthened, purified, stretched, and prepared for what these days now carry. If you had entered this flow earlier, you would not have had the capacity, the wisdom, the confidence, or the grounding to sustain it. Now you do these days confirm that none of your pain was pointless. It was preparation. Some people will misunderstand your elevation. They will call it luck, timing, coincidence, or a good phase. But elevation that comes from divine flow is not random. It is intentional. Heaven has been aligning circumstances long before your breakthrough became visible. People who have not walked your journey will not understand your shift. They are not meant to. Your life is not a public explanation. It is a private calling. Let them mislabel it. Let them speculate. Let them underestimate the supernatural nature of what is happening. Their misunderstanding cannot interrupt your momentum. This flow is not merely for your comfort. It is for your calling. You are being positioned for influence, for impact, for spiritual leadership, for alignment with assignments you were born to fulfill. People will be drawn to you because of what your presence carries. Your voice will carry weight. Your decisions will carry clarity. Your atmosphere will create openings for others to heal, grow, shift, or awaken. Divine flow elevates you so that you can become a conduit for transformation. You are stepping into a purpose that requires the version of you that only preparation could produce. During these days, pay attention to the slightest shifts, the tone in a conversation, a sudden thought, a quiet nudge, a sense of knowing, an unexpected delay, a surprising impulse. Divine flow often communicates through subtleties. The supernatural hides in small details that the natural world would overlook. A chance encounter may be a divine appointment. A pause may be protection. A closed door may be direction. Nothing during these days is random. Every detail is orchestrated. If something feels significant, it probably is. Expect things to accelerate. Expect things to align. Expect doors to open faster than you can prepare for. Expect people to appear with information, opportunities, or assistance you couldn't have orchestrated. Expect clarity to come effortlessly. Expect breakthroughs to roll in unexpectedly. Expect solutions to show up before problems fully form. Expect guidance in your spirit that feels unmistakably divine. Expect the divine quickening, the compression of time where everything begins moving at supernatural speed. As divine flow surrounds you, you begin to realize how protected you have always been. Situations that once terrified you now seem small. Problems that once overwhelmed you now feel manageable. Fear loses its voice because awareness replaces it. You begin to see patterns of protection, patterns of divine intervention, patterns of guidance that were previously hidden. You recognize that God never left you, even when you felt alone. Awareness produces courage. Courage produces fearlessness. Fearlessness produces flow. People will feel your shift without you announcing it. They may not understand what changed, but they will sense a different frequency in your presence. You carry more groundedness, more authority, more peace. Some will feel comforted by your energy. Others will feel challenged. Some will admire, others will envy. But everyone will notice that something has shifted, because divine flow alters the energy around your life in a way that cannot be hidden. Divine flow requires responsibility. You are being entrusted with opportunities, connections, insights, and moments that must be handled with care. This is not the time to rush impulsively. This is not the time to treat blessings casually. Flow expands for those who respect it. Everything arriving in these days is part of a larger sequence. How you manage these early movements determines the scale of what comes next. Steward this flow with wisdom. Some interruptions during these days will be strategic: a cancelled meeting, a delayed message, a sudden change in schedule, a shift in plans. These are not disruptions. They are divine detours. Protection often comes disguised as inconvenience. God is guiding you away from wrong places, wrong people, wrong decisions, and wrong timings. Trust every interruption that feels unexplainable. Some doors won't open because they were never meant for you. Some paths won't appear because they do not lead to your destiny. Protection is happening silently. Do not be surprised if something major shifts suddenly. A long-awaited answer appears. An opportunity materializes. A financial door opens. A connection reaches out. A confirmation arrives. Divine flow often manifests in dramatic bursts, sudden movements that feel almost unreal. These breakthroughs are not random. They are the result of alignment. Heaven moves in ways that cannot be ignored. Expect moments that leave you speechless. Expect outcomes that silence doubt. Expect results that speak louder than explanation. Elevation exposes hearts. Some people will celebrate your blessings, others will reveal jealousy, insecurity, or silent resentment. Some will distance themselves because your growth highlights their stagnation. Others will misunderstand your motives, but divine flow is not dependent on their acceptance. Your journey is not their responsibility. Their reactions cannot block what God is releasing. Keep moving forward with grace. Your elevation is protected. Divine flow rarely reveals the entire path. It reveals steps. Peace becomes your direction. Intuition becomes your compass. Awareness becomes your guide. You won't know everything, but you will know enough. You are being led by an invisible thread woven by God Himself. Trust the sequence even when it doesn't make sense. Trust the timing even when it feels slow. Trust the nudges even when they seem small. You don't need to understand. You only need to move with the flow. These days, activate acceleration. Things that once took months begin unfolding in hours. Ideas that once felt distant suddenly feel urgent. Decisions that once felt overwhelming now feel obvious. You rise into a version of yourself that feels overdue. Wisdom increases rapidly. Clarity sharpens instantly. Purpose intensifies. Divine flow collapses the timeline of destiny, allowing you to catch up to what your spirit has known for years. You are being accelerated for a purpose bigger than you imagined. These days, remove attachments. Old cycles disconnect. Old identities dissolve. Old desires fade. Old relationships that weighed you down begin to fall away naturally. You no longer cling to what once defined you. You no longer feel obligated to what no longer aligns. This is release without resistance. You simply know it's time to step away from what once shaped you. These days, close the door on your past so you can walk fully into your future. Things you once dreamed resurface with new meaning. Ideas you forgot return with clarity. Childhood visions gain context. Old notes, old goals, old aspirations suddenly make sense. These days unlock hidden prophecies that were waiting for the right time. Your spirit whispers, now. The pieces come together. The timing aligns. The vision awakens. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. Every setback you endured begins to reveal its purpose. You see why certain people left, why certain paths ended, why certain opportunities disappeared. Setbacks become revelations. Pain becomes understanding. Loss becomes clarity. You realize nothing was taken from you. Everything was rearranged for you. Divine flow shows you how every disappointment was secretly a redirection. Every closed door was divine intervention, and every delay was protection. Provision flows freely during these days. Resources appear where there were none. Opportunities open where you felt stuck. Support arrives without you asking. Needs are met before you fully articulate them. This is supernatural supply, not logical, not forced, not predictable. You begin to understand that divine flow brings everything required for your next level. You do not chase provision. Provision follows you. With elevation comes responsibility. You are stepping into a realm where your influence is larger, your words are heavier, and your presence carries more spiritual weight. You must move with wisdom, humility, and awareness. Divine flow is not entertainment. It is assignment. You are being trusted with spiritual authority, and how you steward this season determines the expansion of the next. Treat these days with reverence. Your alignment spills into your environment. Your peace affects others. Your clarity uplifts your home. Your breakthrough activates breakthrough for people connected to you. Family members may experience unexpected blessings. Friends may feel inspired to shift. Strangers may feel comforted by your presence. Divine flow radiates outward from your life, changing spaces, conversations, and atmospheres. You become a walking channel of elevation. Some will be drawn closer to you because your elevation awakens something in them. Others will quietly back away because your light exposes their shadows. Some will admire you, others will envy you. Some will support you, others will misunderstand you. And all of it is part of the flow. You are not responsible for reactions. You are responsible for alignment. Stay focused, stay grounded, stay aligned. During these days, your words carry accelerated manifestation power. What you speak shifts reality. Declarations become catalysts. Affirmations become anchors. Intentions become instructions to the spiritual realm. Speak with authority. Speak with purpose. Speak with clarity. Your voice is not ordinary. It is activated. Words become doors. Words become seeds. Words become commands. Use them carefully. Miracles multiply in divine flow. One breakthrough triggers another. Solutions appear in clusters. Opportunities arrive in waves. What once felt stagnant now feels unstoppable. The energy around your life becomes fertile, abundant, and charged with possibility. You begin to witness miracles in unexpected places, in finances, relationships, clarity, creativity, timing, and spiritual insight. Everything begins rising at once. This is not a temporary shift. These days mark a permanent elevation in identity, awareness, and alignment. You will not return to old rhythms. You will not regress into old cycles. Divine flow alters your spiritual DNA. Once you step into this current, you cannot unknow what you've experienced. You cannot unfeel what you've awakened. This becomes your new norm, your new frequency, your new life. Chosen one, stand tall, stand aware, stand open. These days are a divine invitation, a holy moment, a spiritual quickening. Move through November 16th and 17th with expectation, gratitude, and readiness. The supernatural follows you. Alignment surrounds you. Acceleration carries you. Walk boldly. Walk intentionally. Walk with faith. Divine flow is here, and it is yours.